Since its debut in 1975, Saturday Night Live has become a staple of American comedy and television culture. Over the years, some celebrities have crossed lines or caused controversies that led to their being banned from returning for life. These incidents stand out as some of the most shocking moments in the show's history, illustrating how high the stakes are for performers appearing on SNL. While the show is known for pushing boundaries and embracing bold humor, certain actions or on-air moments have resulted in permanent bans that shock viewers and fans alike. These celebrity stories reveal what can happen behind the scenes when relationships between performers and the show's producers break down. From controversial comments to on-set behavior, these cases highlight the risks performers face when they challenge the show's boundaries. As we explore these surprising bans, we see how SNL's history includes moments of conflict that continue to capture people's attention. Such incidents remind us that comedy, even at its boldest, can sometimes have lasting consequences, especially on a show with a reputation for pushing limits. On October 3, 1992, during a live episode of Saturday Night Live, Sinead Oconor was the musical guest. As she performed her song, she suddenly tore up a portrait of Pope John Paul II that was displayed on stage. She then made a statement saying that people needed to fight the true enemy, which was a direct reference to the abuse claims revealed against the Catholic Church. This act surprised the show's producers because Oconor had not mentioned or included any plans for such a protest in her rehearsal preparations. Her unexpected action created shock and controversy among the audience and viewers at home, leading to a great deal of media attention. Many people supported her stand against abuse and the church's silence, while others saw her protest as disrespectful. As a result of her actions, Saturday Night Live decided not to have her return on the show. Since that night, she has been barred from appearing on the program, and her act remains one of the most remembered moments in the show's history. Her protest highlighted important issues and sparked a wider debate about freedom of expression and the responsibilities of public figures. The incident is often discussed in connections to that particular episode, and the lasting effects it had on her career and the legacy of Saturday Night Live. After the year 2003, when Adrien Brody hosted Saturday Night Live, a particular incident became well known among fans and critics. During that episode, Brody decided to improvise an introduction for the singer Sean Paul. Instead of presenting him in a straightforward way, Brody wore dreadlocks and spoke in a fake Jamaican accent, trying to add humor to the moment. However, his attempt was not well received. The show's creator, Lorne Michaels, did not find the joke funny and felt it was inappropriate. He believed that Brody's imitation was offensive and disrespectful, and as a result, he decided to ban Brody from appearing on the show again. This incident drew attention because it showed how a comedian's or host's attempt at humor can sometimes backfire, especially when it touches on cultural stereotypes. It also highlighted the importance of sensitivity and respect in comedy, even on a show known for its edgy humor. The episode is remembered partly because of this controversy, which served as a reminder of the fine line performers walk when trying to entertain. Brody's improvisation, though meant to be funny, ended up causing a significant reaction that influenced his future appearances on Saturday Night Live. This event remains a notable part of the show's history, illustrating how comedy can sometimes lead to consequences when it crosses boundaries. In 1996, the TV show Saturday Night Live was set to have Rage Against the Machine as their musical guest. The band was known for their intense music and political messages. When they performed on the show, they played one of their popular songs that showcased their style and energy. However, during their performance, they made a bold statement by hanging an upside-down American flag behind them. This act was viewed by many as a sign of protest against the government or the country itself. The show's producers and authorities saw this as inappropriate and disrespectful. As a result, they decided not to allow Rage Against the Machine to perform their second song. Instead of continuing with their planned performance, the band was abruptly removed from the stage. This event caused significant controversy and drew attention to issues of free expression and what is acceptable during televised performances. The incident remains notable in the history of Saturday Night Live because it highlighted the tension between artistic expression and broadcast standards. Rage Against the Machine's quick removal from the show symbolized how powerful visual statements can challenge norms and provoke reactions, especially in a live television setting. The band's decision to hang the upside-down flag was seen by many as a strong political statement, and their expulsion from the show only increased the attention around their message. This controversy underscores how performances on major platforms can sometimes have unexpected consequences, and how artists continue to push boundaries through their art. It remains a memorable event that sparked discussion about free speech, patriotism, and the role of music in activism. The incident from 1996 is often remembered as an example of how artists use their platform to voice disagreements or discomfort with societal issues, even at the risk of censorship or exclusion. Such moments continue to resonate in discussions about artistic freedom and the power of protest in popular culture. On February 19, 1994, Martin Lawrence hosted Saturday Night Live, a popular television show known for its comedy and satire. During his time as host, Lawrence delivered a monologue that caused controversy because of some crude remarks he made about female hygiene. His comments were considered contentious and sparked reactions from viewers and critics alike. When the show was rerun later, this part of the monologue was not shown as it originally aired. Instead, the segment was replaced with narration by writer Jim Downey, who described the cut section as a candid and vibrant presentation that almost caused the show to lose all its staff jobs. This incident highlights how sensitive some comedy moments can be and how they can impact the reputation of the show and its host. After this event, Martin Lawrence never hosted Saturday Night Live again, possibly due to the controversy and the reactions it generated. His appearance remains notable because of the boldness of his monologue and the way the show handled the situation afterward. The incident serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between comedy and appropriateness on live television, especially in a program as influential as Saturday Night Live. The show has a long history of hosting various comedians and actors, but Martin Lawrence's episode stands out because of the controversy surrounding his performance. The episode continues to be talked about for its daring content, and the subsequent decision to alter the rerun, illustrating the lasting impact of that night in 1994. Despite their talent and popularity, Cypress Hill's appearance on Saturday Night Live in 1994 became a memorable event, mainly because of DJ Muggs' decision to light up a joint on stage. At that time, the group was gaining recognition for their unique style that blended hip-hop with Latin influences, and their performance on a widely watched show like SNL marked an important moment in their career. However, the act of lighting up marijuana on live television was seen as controversial, and it drew immediate attention from viewers, producers, and the media. This spontaneous choice by DJ Muggs was intended as a celebration of their appearance and their connection to the cultural roots that inspired their music. Yet, it also sparked a significant backlash, with many people criticizing the group for promoting drug use on national television. As a result, Cypress Hill's appearance turned into a defining moment, not just for their loose stage antics, but also for how it affected their public image. The incident led to the groups being remembered as one of the first hip-hop acts to push boundaries on mainstream TV, but it also meant that this was their only appearance on Saturday Night Live. After that night, the group did not return to the program, and the incident became a cautionary tale about the risks of live television performances and the cultural climate surrounding drug use in the 1990s. Despite this, Cypress Hill continued to succeed in their music career, and their 1994 SNL appearance remains a notable chapter in their history. After examining the history of 1975 television series Saturday Night Live, it is noteworthy to focus on Steven Seagal's appearance as a host. His SNL episode is widely regarded as exceptionally bad, with many viewers and critics expressing disappointment in his performance. However, this episode is not the only reason why Seagal has never been invited back to host the show again. The underlying reason lies in his reputation for being difficult to work with. Throughout the years, Seagal was known for his stubbornness and lack of cooperation during various projects. Such behavior created friction with the cast and crew, making it challenging to work professionally with him. This attitude did not sit well with the show's producers and staff, who value a collaborative atmosphere. In particular, Lorne Michaels, the long-standing creator and executive producer of Saturday Night Live, made a notable remark in 1992, calling Seagal the worst jerk and the worst host ever. This statement reflects the general consensus that Seagal's conduct was unacceptable and contributed heavily to his absence from the show. Despite his action movie fame, his difficult personality overshadowed his talent in the eyes of those managing SNL. Over time, the combination of a poorly received performance and his reputation for being uncooperative reversed his chances of returning to the show as a host. His one-time appearance remains a memorable moment in SNL history, not because of its success, but because of the notoriety surrounding his behavior and the lasting impression it left on the show's producers. Ever since that episode, no invitation has been extended to Seagal, and his reputation as a difficult guest has remained part of the show's lore. The episode serves as a reminder that, beyond talent, attitude, and professionalism play crucial roles in long-term relationships within the entertainment world. After their appearance on Saturday Night Live in 1986, The Replacements, a punk band from Minneapolis, became famous not only for their music, but also for the chaotic and unpredictable nature of their performance. During their first song, the band members, who were noticeably intoxicated, lost control and shouted the F-word just off mic, shocking both the audience and viewers at home. Their behavior continued to be wild as they changed clothes between their first and second song, adding to the disorder of the show. Meanwhile, they caused damage to the hotel where they stayed, accumulating a bill of about $1,100, which added to the controversy surrounding their appearance. Producer Lorne Michaels, who was usually known for maintaining strict standards on the show, was incredibly enraged by the band's antics. In his anger, he initially planned to ban all artists signed with Warner Brothers Records to send a strong message. However, after some deliberation, he decided only to ban the Replacements from appearing again on the show. Their appearance became a notorious moment in SNL history, illustrating how the band's punk attitude clashed with the show's expectations and led to significant repercussions. Despite the chaos, or perhaps because of it, The Replacements' 1986 appearance remains a memorable example of the unpredictable spirit of live television. Since 1975, Saturday Night Live has been known for its unique comedy and talented performers, and among the most memorable of its early hosts was Andy Kaufman. From the start, Kaufman brought a different style to the show, often blurring the lines between comedy and performance art. His appearances were unpredictable and sometimes controversial, which captivated some viewers but confused others. Over the years, Kaufman's performances became more intense, leading to mixed opinions among the audience and the show's creators. By 1982, he had become a problematic figure on the show, as his acts upset some viewers and caused disagreements among the cast and staff. His unpredictable behavior and unconventional style made him a divisive personality, with some fans enjoying his originality and others feeling frustrated or confused. Recognizing the divided opinions, in January 1983, SNL held a phone-in poll asking viewers whether they wanted to keep Kaufman on the show or remove him. The results showed a clear division of public opinion, with 195,544 voting to remove him and 169,186 voting to keep him. This poll reflected how Kaufman's approach was polarizing, with strong feelings on both sides. Despite the controversy, his time on SNL remains a notable part of the show's history, illustrating how the show has often been a platform for bold, unconventional comedy. His influence and the debates his presence sparked continue to be remembered by fans and critics alike. After the success of the television series Saturday Night Live in 1975, many notable actors and comedians appeared on the show, but few stories are as striking as that of Robert Blake. In 1982, during his planned appearance as a host, Blake arrived with a determined attitude. Things took a dramatic turn when he decided to tear up a screenplay that he did not like. Instead of quietly accepting the script, Blake threw the torn pieces at writer Gary Kroger's feet, demonstrating his displeasure in a bold and unexpected way. This disruptive act shocked everyone present, including the show's producers and cast members. As a result of his misconduct, Robert Blake was immediately removed from the program, ending his involvement that night. His reputation further darkened over the years, when he was accused of killing his wife in 2001. The cast and staff of Saturday Night Live, who had avoided working with him after his outburst, felt relieved knowing they no longer had to deal with him on set. The incident from 1982 and the later legal issues overshadowed his career, leaving a complicated legacy. Blake's bold actions and legal troubles created lasting memories for those who followed the history of Saturday Night Live, reminding everyone of how unpredictable live television can be. On Halloween of 1981, the band Fear, which originates from California and belongs to the punk music scene, made an appearance on Saturday Night Live, a popular television show known for showcasing various musical acts and comedy sketches. During their performance, the band decided to create a chaotic and energetic atmosphere by encouraging a group of slam dancers to mosh in front of the stage. This decision led to a wild display of movement and mess as the dancers pushed and collided with each other, and the scene quickly grew out of control. As the performance went on, the chaos intensified, and the situation on the stage and in the audience became unpredictable and disorderly. The aftermath of this event was significant, with damages reaching an estimated $30,000, or possibly even more, due to broken equipment, damaged property, and the general disorder caused by the moshers. The incident left a strong impression on both viewers and the show's producers, and as a result, the band Fear was never invited back to perform on Saturday Night Live. This episode became a memorable, if infamous, moment in the show's history, illustrating how a musical performance can sometimes spiral into a chaotic and costly event. Panic and controversy surrounded the incident, and it remains a notable example of the unpredictable nature of live performances and the rebellious spirit of punk music. On April 14, 1979, Milton Burl hosted Saturday Night Live, and his participation caused quite a stir among the show's crew and viewers. Many people were worried about how he would perform on the new, fresh comedy stage that had become popular with a younger audience. Rosie Schuster, a writer for SNL at the time, recalled watching rehearsals with Burl, and described it as likening the experience to watching a comic train disaster unfold in slow motion over and over again. She meant that his performance was not smooth, and his humor felt outdated compared to the direction the show was heading. The rehearsals became chaotic, and Burl's style did not blend well with the modern sketch comedy format of SNL. Because of his disruptive approach and difficulty in adapting, the show's producers decided not to invite him back for another hosting. Since that event, Milton Berle's appearance as host has not been repeated on Saturday Night Live, and the episode he hosted has not been aired since. The incident marked a significant moment in the show's history, reflecting the challenges of changing comedy tastes and the difficulties some older performers faced when stepping into the world of contemporary live television. In 1978, Saturday Night Live featured Frank Zappa as the host, a moment that many viewers remember because of how it turned out. Despite Zappa's reputation as a talented musician and composer, his hosting of the show was not well received. Throughout the episode, he appeared to struggle with the responsibilities of hosting, often mugging for the camera, and seeming more interested in the attention than in engaging with the audience. At one point, he openly let the audience know that he was reading off cue cards, which many considered a sign of poor preparation. His performance was considered disastrous by many fans and critics alike, and as a result, the show's producers decided to remove him from the host lineup. The episode has since become a notable example of a celebrity stepping outside their usual role and facing criticism for a less than stellar hosting job. The incident left a mark on the history of Saturday Night Live, reminding producers and viewers alike that hosting requires more than just celebrity status. The mixed reactions to Zappa's hosting continue to be discussed today as one of the more unusual moments in the show's long history. On October 29, 1977, Saturday Night Live had a special episode hosted by the well-known actor and comedian Charles Groden. However, his appearance on the show was far from smooth. Throughout the week leading up to the broadcast, Groden skipped rehearsals and practices, which left him unprepared for the live show. When the time came to perform, he struggled to remember his lines, and often fumbled during his sketches. Some skits that should have been funny and polished appeared disorganized because of his mistakes. At one point, he even forgot that the program was still on air, causing confusion among viewers. His performance was seen as chaotic and unprofessional, leading to some viewers and producers feeling disappointed. Because of his poor showing and the disruptions he caused during the live broadcast, the show's producers decided that Groden would not be allowed to host again. His appearance became a memorable example of how important rehearsals and preparation are for live television, and served as a lesson in audience and producer expectations for future hosts. This event marked a rare occasion where a host was banned from returning due to performance issues, making it a notable moment in the history of Saturday Night Live. After some time, Elvis Costello was scheduled to perform his song Less Than Zero on the December 17, 1977 show of Saturday Night Live. His record company had chosen this song to be played that night. However, Costello was not happy with this choice. He believed that the song would not have any impact on the American audience that evening. When the band started to play the song, he only managed a few bars before he paused and addressed the audience. He said that there was no need to play that song in this place, signaling his disagreement with the decision. Instead, he signaled the band to switch to another song, Radio Radio, which he preferred to perform. This moment became famous because it showed Costello's refusal to perform a song he didn't feel was suitable. After that night, he did not appear on Saturday Night Live again for many years. It was not until 1989, on the show's 25th anniversary, that Costello returned to the program. During this reunion, he paid homage to that earlier moment by mimicking what had happened in 1977, allowing fans to see his side of the story and relive that memorable incident. His return also marked the end of a long absence and showed his ongoing connection to the show. This event remains one of the most talked about moments in the history of Saturday Night Live and is often remembered as a symbol of artist independence and standing up for one's beliefs on a big platform. On October 23, 2004, Ashlee Simpson appeared as a musical guest on Saturday Night Live, a popular comedy and variety show that has been known for its lively performances and comedy sketches since its debut in 1975. During her performance, she started singing her hit song Pieces of Me, which was a well-known song at the time. After she finished that song, she moved on to perform Autobiography. Everything was going smoothly until a strange thing happened. As she was about to sing Pieces of Me again, the audio track played her vocals without her voice, revealing she was lip-syncing. This was noticeable to viewers because her actual voice was not heard, and it became a moment that many people talked about afterward. Ashlee immediately reacted by leaving the stage in an unusual way. She did a little dance or jig, then explained that her doctor had told her not to perform live because she was suffering from serious acid reflux problems. Due to this health issue, she claimed she could not sing live, which led her to leave the show abruptly. This incident was unique because she was the only musical guest in the history of the show to leave the stage partway through a performance under such circumstances. Despite the setback, Ashlee Simpson was invited back to SNL about a year later, in 2005. When she returned, she performed her songs flawlessly, with no issues or lip-syncing. Her comeback was seen as a way for her to prove her talent and professionalism after the previous incident. Saturday Night Live had a long history by that time, dating back to 1975, and this event became one of the most talked about moments involving musical guests on the show. The incident with Ashlee Simpson's performance is often remembered as a significant moment in the show's history and became part of the pop culture conversations about live performances versus lip-syncing. Her return performance more than a year later marked a full recovery from the earlier embarrassment, and she demonstrated her ability to perform confidently on the big stage. Since its debut in 1975, Saturday Night Live has become a staple of American television, combining comedy sketches, musical performances, and celebrity hosts to entertain viewers every week. In 1990, the show faced significant controversy when it was announced that Andrew Dice Clay would host an episode. His reputation as a controversial comedian had already made headlines, and many in the cast, including Norah Dunn, disagreed with his style and views. Dunn strongly believed that Clay's comedy was sexist and inappropriate, leading her to protest by refusing to appear on the show and ultimately boycotting the episode. During the live broadcast, as Clay performed on stage, several audience members began to heckle him, expressing their disapproval. The situation escalated to the point where security had to step in and remove Clay from the stage to restore order. The controversy did not end there, as it was reported that Norah Dunn's contract was not renewed after that season, possibly influenced by her stance. Originally, Sinead Oconor was scheduled to be the musical guest on that same episode, but she refused to participate once she learned Clay would be the host, citing her disagreement with him. This entire incident highlighted the tensions and differing opinions on comedy, free expression, and respect within the show's diverse community of performers and audience members. It also reflected the power struggles behind the scenes and the changing cultural landscape of the late 1980s and early 1990s. These events remain a notable chapter in the history of Saturday Night Live, illustrating how the show constantly evolves through challenges and scandals. After Norah Dunn decided to boycott the episode featuring Andrew Dice Clay, she was left out of the next show, which turned out to be the season finale of Saturday Night Live in 1975. This decision was made because her absence created tension backstage, and many believed she was difficult to work with. Jon Lovitz, who was involved with the show at that time, stated that she would have been fired regardless of her actions. He explained that Norah was being a real pain, making it hard for the cast and crew to work with her. Because this was the final show of the season, and she was causing trouble, the producers decided not to invite her back for the next season. Many people in the press did not understand the full story, and thought she was just doing it for attention. Lovitz emphasized that it was her final act to make a statement, but the show's team had already made up their minds. They believed that Norah's behavior had made her untenable as a member of the cast, and therefore she was visibly excluded from the season's wrap-up. This incident served as a reminder of how backstage disagreements and personal conflicts can influence a comedian's career on a nationally watched show like Saturday Night Live. It also showed how press coverage can often distort the truth, especially when drama is involved. Norah Dunn's departure was a significant moment on the show, illustrating the sometimes tense and complicated nature of working in comedy and television. The decision not to invite her back reflected the show's management's view that her attitude was problematic, and her exit was seen as a necessary step to maintain the show's harmony. Despite her departure, the controversy stayed in the spotlight, and her actions continue to be remembered as part of the show's history. Since its debut in 1975, Saturday Night Live has become a significant part of American culture, known for its comedic sketches, celebrity appearances, and political satire. Over the years, it has hosted many presidents and politicians, often using humor to comment on current events. During Donald Trump's presidency, the show continued this tradition, but in a different way. When Trump was asked to headline SNL for the second time, it happened during his 2016 presidential campaign. His appearance caused a lot of reactions. Many viewers and critics believed it was controversial because of the way it portrayed him and the political climate at the time. The show's producers had to follow the equal time requirement, which meant Trump could only appear for 12 minutes. Despite the brief appearance, the broadcast drew 930 million viewers, which was a 4-year high at that time. This indicated how much public interest there was in seeing him on the show. However, after he won the election, Trump was not invited back to host SNL. People think he might not appear again anytime soon because of the political tensions and the reactions from audiences. The episode in 2016 remains memorable because it showed how a political figure could influence entertainment and public discourse. Overall, Trump's appearances on SNL highlight the complex relationship between politics, media, and comedy in America. Since its debut in 1975, Saturday Night Live has become a cultural phenomenon that combines comedy, satire, and entertainment, attracting millions of viewers every week. Over the years, the show has hosted numerous famous comedians, actors, and musicians, showcasing a wide range of talent and humor. Its sketches often reflect current events, politics, and social issues, making it a mirror of contemporary culture. The show's format includes opening monologues, comedy sketches, musical performances, and Weekend Update, a satirical news segment. Many cast members and guest stars have left a lasting impact on television and comedy. Notably, the show has been a platform for controversial moments and bold statements, sometimes leading to public debates. In 2018, Saturday Night Live featured Kanye West as a musical guest on the episode aired on September 19. During the show, Kanye performed his music for the audience, bringing his usual energy to the stage. However, it was during the closing credits that the real controversy unfolded. As the credits rolled, Kanye West was seen wearing a Make America Great Again cap, a symbol associated with former President Donald Trump. In a surprising turn, Kanye launched into a speech criticizing the left media, claiming they had attacked him and President Trump. He expressed his support for Trump, which many in the audience found upsetting. The crowd reacted with boos, expressing their disapproval. Kanye then accused the actors and others involved in the show of harassing him for his political views. This moment sparked widespread discussion and controversy, highlighting how celebrity statements can ignite strong feelings and debates. During the 1990s, Adam Sandler became a well-known member of the Saturday Night Live cast, gaining popularity through his funny sketches and memorable characters. Fans loved his humor and the way he could make people laugh with his silly voices and original ideas. However, in 1995, his time on SNL ended when he was fired from the show, which was a surprise to many of his fans. Despite leaving the program, Sandler's career did not slow down. Instead, he moved forward strongly and became one of the top actors in the entertainment industry. Over the years, he starred in many movies and became known worldwide for his comedic talent and acting skills. His films made a lot of money, and he earned nearly $4 billion in box office revenue, proving how successful he became. After many years away from SNL, Adam Sandler decided to return to the show in 2019. During his opening monologue that year, he openly talked about his past, saying, "Yes, I was fired. I was dismissed. NBC said I was done. He acknowledged his departure from the show with humor, but also showed how far he had come. His story is a reminder that even when things do not go as planned, it is possible to overcome setbacks and find success in other ways. Sandler's comeback on SNL was celebrated by fans who appreciated his honesty and his continued talent. His journey from a cast member to a major movie star, and then back to SNL, is a story of persistence and resilience, showing that talent and determination can bring great accomplishments in the entertainment world. After Dallas actress Charlene Tilton hosted an episode of Saturday Night Live in February 1981, Charles Rocket was part of the cast. During the show, a comedy sketch featured Rocket and Tilton's characters openly flirting with each other. The scene showed the chemistry between the characters, but also stirred envy among some of the other cast members, who were not happy about the display. The humor took a dark turn when Rocket's character was shot in the skit. At the end of the show, Rocket was asked how it felt to be shot in the sketch. He responded casually, saying it was the first time he had ever been shot in his life, and joked about wanting to know who did it. His answer was seen as inappropriate and contributed to controversy surrounding his involvement with the show. This incident played a role in his being dismissed from Saturday Night Live. His comments and the skit created a stir and brought unwanted attention, which affected his future with the show and his career in television. The whole event is remembered as a notable moment in the history of Saturday Night Live, illustrating how comedy and timing can sometimes lead to unexpected consequences. Since you asked about the 1975 TV series Saturday Night Live, it is important to clarify that the show actually debuted in 1975 and became a major comedy and variety show that featured sketches, stand-up routines, and musical performances. The show was created by Lorne Michaels and was known for its sharp satire and for launching many comedic careers. Over the years, SNL became a staple of American television, often reflecting the political and social issues of its time through comedy. It was also famous for its cast of talented performers who went on to become well-known actors and comedians. In the context of the show's history, one notable appearance was by comedian and actor Sam Kinison, who appeared on Saturday Night Live on October 18, 1986. During his appearance, Kinison performed a stand-up routine that was quite contentious. He made remarks supporting the legalization of marijuana, humorously stating, "You can't obtain any more pot. If you give us the marijuana back, we'll forget about the crack." This comment was controversial because it violated NBC policy at the time, which limited certain types of content and political statements in the show. Additionally, Kinison made a remark regarding the crucifixion, which further contributed to the controversy. His humor, which pushed boundaries and challenged standards, led to his segments being cut from the televised broadcast. The incident highlighted the tension between comedians wanting to push boundaries and the restrictions policies placed on major network shows like Saturday Night Live during that period. Despite the controversy, Kinison's appearance remains a notable event in the show's long history of pushing social and political boundaries through comedy. Throughout its long run since 1975, Saturday Night Live has always been a platform where comedians often test limits and address sensitive topics, and Kinison's 1986 appearance is a clear example of how the show sometimes faced challenges due to the boldness of its performers. These moments helped shape the show's reputation as a space for candid discussion, even if it sometimes resulted in controversial or censored content. As the years went on, SNL continued to evolve, but moments like Kinison's appearance demonstrated the show's role in reflecting and sometimes challenging societal norms through humor. In 2005, the band System of a Down appeared on Saturday Night Live, a popular television show known for its live performances and comedy sketches. During their performance, the band made a bold decision not to self-censor their music, choosing to play freely without holding back. However, as they performed, they used some explicit language that was against the show's usual rules. To handle this, the producers muted the audio whenever swearing occurred, trying to keep with the family's viewing standards. Despite these efforts, something unexpected happened. During the performance, band member Darren Malakian suddenly exclaimed "F yes" without warning, and because it was live, the producers could not edit out his words in time. This unplanned outburst led to the segment being cut from the broadcast on the West Coast, as the show's producers and network officials decided it was inappropriate or too disruptive to air. The incident became memorable among fans and viewers because it showed how live performances can sometimes go off script, especially when artists choose to perform with full honesty and intensity. It also highlighted the challenges that live television faces when performers break the usual rules or spontaneously react, especially with language that is usually censored. The appearance of System of a Down on SNL in 2005 remains notable for this reason, as it demonstrated the band's rebellious attitude and the unpredictable nature of live TV. The incident served as a reminder that when artists perform without restrictions, surprises can happen, and sometimes those surprises lead to moments that are remembered long after the broadcast ends. Although the performance was partially cut from the West Coast broadcast, fans who watched the show later or saw footage of the incident remember it as a striking example of how genuine expression can impact television. The episode continues to be talked about because it captures the raw energy of a band and the unpredictable environment of live performance. It also shows how artists sometimes push boundaries, even in highly controlled settings like national TV. This event remains a significant part of the history of System of a Down's appearances on television. Since its debut in 1975, Saturday Night Live has become a legendary television show known for its comedy sketches, musical performances, and celebrity hosts. Over the years, many comedians have joined the cast, bringing their unique humor and style to the stage. In 2019, the show announced 3 new cast members, one of whom was Shane Gillis. Gillis had built a reputation as a comedian with sharp and edgy material, often pushing boundaries with his jokes. However, just one day before the official announcement was made, online users uncovered video clips and statements by Gillis containing obscene and controversial remarks. These revelations caused immediate outrage among fans and critics alike, leading many to call for his immediate removal from the show. The backlash was swift and intense, highlighting the importance of past comments and online behavior in today's digital age. In response to this growing controversy, Lorne Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live, and the show's representatives faced pressure to address the situation. After careful consideration and discussions, Gillis was announced to be leaving the cast. Lorne Michaels' spokeswoman confirmed the departure 4 days after the initial uproar, signaling the show's stance on maintaining its reputation and addressing concerns about the comedian's past comments. The incident underscored how public figures, especially those in comedy, must navigate complex issues related to freedom of speech and social responsibility. Despite the controversy surrounding Gillis, Saturday Night Live continued to evolve, adding new talented members and adapting to changing audience expectations. The program's history of launching comedians' careers and providing memorable moments remains a vital part of American television culture. From its beginnings in the 1970s to its ongoing influence today, Saturday Night Live has always reflected the social currents of its time, often stirring debate while entertaining millions. The 2019 controversy with Shane Gillis serves as a reminder of the powerful impact that comments and online behavior can have on a comedian's career and on the reputation of a show that aims to be both funny and responsible. Jenny Slate, an actress and comedian, made her debut on Saturday Night Live on September 26, 2009. Marking her entry into one of television's most famous comedy shows. During her first appearance, she participated in a comedic skit alongside Kristen Wiig, which was part of the show's usual lineup of humorous segments. However, during this performance, Slate accidentally uttered the F-bomb, a strong profanity that is generally not tolerated on the show. This mistake caused immediate concern among the show's producers and cast members, as SNL has strict rules about language and content. Following this incident, Slate's presence on the show was heavily limited, and she did not appear as often as other cast members in the remaining episodes of that season. The incident also led to her being effectively sidelined, with fewer opportunities to perform or contribute to sketches. Despite her initial promise as a comedian, the mistake had serious consequences, and at the end of the season, she was officially terminated from her position on Saturday Night Live. This event remained a notable moment in SNL history, because it highlighted the importance of professionalism and control during live television broadcasts. It also served as a reminder that even talented performers can face setbacks when mistakes happen on air. As a result, Jenny Slate's time on SNL was brief, but her debut remains a memorable part of the show's long history. The incident underscored how unpredictable live comedy can be, and how one slip-up can change an entire career trajectory, at least temporarily. Although her stint was short-lived, she went on to pursue other projects, but her time on Saturday Night Live is often remembered for that one unexpected mistake. Since Claudine Longuet was a well-known French pop diva in 1975, Many people might assume she performed on Saturday Night Live during that time. However, she never actually appeared on the show as a guest or performer. Instead, her name became linked to a major scandal that took place around that period. In 1976, just a year after the show's debut in 1975, Longet was involved in a tragic incident where she reportedly shot and murdered skier Vladimir Spider Savage. The event shocked the public and brought her into the media spotlight for reasons unrelated to her singing career. Because of the scandal, SNL created a parody called the Claudine Longet Invitational. This spoof included stock footage of skiers going downhill, with overdubbed gunshot sounds in the background, mimicking a shooting scene. The sketch was intended as humor, but it quickly caused problems. Longet's lawyer sent a cease and desist letter to the show, demanding they stop airing the parody. In response, SNL issued a public apology for the sketch, recognizing that it had caused offense and controversy. As a result, the station removed the spoof from its lineup, and the incident became one of the most memorable moments related to the show's early years. The scandal surrounding Claudine Longet remained a dark shadow over her career and the show's history. Her involvement in the tragic event and the subsequent parody highlight how the series sometimes touched on sensitive or controversial topics, even if indirectly linked. This episode from 1976 remained a noteworthy example of how satire and real-life incidents could intersect unexpectedly. In the early 2010s, Fred Armisen, a well-known comedian and performer on Saturday Night Live, found himself in a bit of trouble due to a sketch involving an impersonation of then New York Governor David Paterson. During the skit, Armisen mimicked Paterson by imitating his mannerisms and speech, and at one point, he appeared to walk into and out of the camera frame. This behavior led some viewers to believe that the show was making fun of the governor's visual impairment, as Paterson is legally blind. The controversy arose because many felt that ridiculing someone for a disability was inappropriate, and it drew criticism from the public and media alike. In response to the backlash, Governor Paterson decided to address the situation directly by appearing on Saturday Night Live himself, alongside Fred Armisen during their appearance. Paterson and Armisen interacted, and Paterson clarified his perspective on the impersonation. He acknowledged that he understood it was meant as comedy, but also emphasized the importance of respecting individuals with disabilities. The incident highlighted the delicate balance comedy often must strike when addressing political figures and personal traits, especially when it involves sensitive issues such as disabilities. Ultimately, the collaboration between Paterson and Armisen helped diffuse some of the tension and showed that even controversial comedy could be handled with a sense of respect and understanding. The event remained a memorable moment in the history of Saturday Night Live, exemplifying the show's role in pushing boundaries, while occasionally prompting important conversations about sensitivity and representation.